Alright, and we are live. Hey everyone, Bear Pigman here. Welcome to Bloodborne. Started session 5, but we're going to be cutting things a lot, so not going to number them anymore. And I got Max here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you doing here?
We are doing pretty good. I think in the last video we just made it into old Yharnam.
Okay.
We're pretty much doing a marathon recording, because I got about 3 hour-long sessions in here. And we're just doing commentary on them all in one go. But in the last video, I kind of learned that if you push display, it will it'll list a couple of extra things about items. So if you look at the music box the little girl gives you, it has the names of Viola and Gaston in it. So it kind of gives you a little hint to maybe who that little girl is.
Yeah, I didn't find that music box. I wish I did.
And another thing I found, because I did a little bit of grinding, not intending for it to be... I just recorded everything, but even though I did a sweep of his room to make sure I didn't miss anything, Father Cascon's boss room actually did have an item that I missed. It is the red jeweled brooch. So... It's pretty much looking like her father was Father Gaston and that was her mother's brooch. So also, just fucking around, I never came from that angle, but if you go that way, they'll just light the boulder right away. And also, I decided to kill the pig again to get some souls. And when I did, I found an extra item here. And,
So what is that?
Apparently it only, I never killed the pig after telling the girl to go to the chapel. And I kind of wondered why, the old woman made it to the chapel alright, but the little girl didn't. So yeah. Once you basically tell her to leave, apparently if you give her the brooch, she leaves anyway to try and find her parents. And if you just don't talk to her, she leaves on her own. So there's no way to save her, apparently. She just dies. So I got a little girl eaten by a pig. Moving along, we're on to old Yharnam now.
Not wanted. You're not wanted here.
I love the introduction to this area, where they give the warning that you have to read before you open the door. By the way, anytime you see a jump or something like that, that probably means that I backtracked to check something, found nothing, and cut it out of the video.
Turn back.
We made a lot of cuts in this.
Burned and abandoned by men, is now home only to beasts. They are of no harm. Turn back. For the hunter will face the hunt.
Autumn doesn't need to anymore.
This part.
Well, we're not going to go there right away because I see stairs going down, and generally it's always better to go down than well, first there's an item right there, so we need to get that item, and there's also shit that we need to break.
There's always might be something behind the shit you need to break.
In the last video, I did find one item hidden by a box, so I feel justified now in breaking every goddamn thing I see.
Absolutely.
I love these little guys.
Luckily, they're not too threatening.
Yeah.
They're fun to sweep. Coming at you at once.
So I didn't know what that little guy was.
Oh yeah, that's this game's crystal lizard.
Yeah, I find him later on, and I break his leg. He actually gets me in trouble in one of the later videos, because he takes me into an area I was supposed to be a little early.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah. By now I'm still using the saw blade. I think I used this saw for a while. I try to see if there's maybe a way to jump up there.
Oh yeah. Not yet. Well, I should say you'll get there, but...
I also love, I managed to get the hunter's gear from the sewers a couple of videos ago.
Oh, nice.
And I'm so glad I got that, because looking at, friends who are playing, who are still playing the beginning sections of it, you kind of look like such an overgrown, like you kind of look like a dandy in the original.
Yeah.
You look kind of like a 5-year-old British child.
Yes, and then but this look makes you look like a legit hunter. Like,
yeah.
Scary dude.
And I think it's in this video I find gear. It's not necessarily better gear, but it's like the charred hunter gear, which looks badass.
Oh, charred hunter gear. I don't think I found that. What is
It's in a hidden part. I think I try to see if there's maybe a way to jump over there. I tell you, From Software, they fucking love their falling puzzles.
Oh, they absolutely do.
And it's not in this video. I think it's in a couple of later ones. That, oh god, I think I have to cut out maybe 20 minutes of trying to figure out one falling puzzle.
Yeah.
Cause I can't fucking I fucked them up so badly.
It's so easy to, because it's like you never know if you're gonna like accidentally twitch while falling and then overshoot your fall.
And there's no way to control your trajectory once you've committed to jumping.
Exactly. Right there, I'm stunned.
I've noticed that sometimes, even though they're stunned, you won't do the visceral attack. Sometimes
You have to be like, yeah, it's true. Like sometimes the stun animation, there might be animations that look like they're stunned, but it's just they're off guard for a second, but then they get up. The real stun animation is definitely much more. You do see it.
Yeah.
I don't know which animations you have to interrupt with your gun in order for her to get into a stun state, but.
By now, I don't really need it because I've upgraded the cleaver a couple times, of the saw blade a couple of times.
Nice.
I've upgraded my strength enough and stamina enough where I can get out about when it's untricked.
Mm-hmm.
4, 5, 6 attacks.
Yeah.
And that's almost always enough to get them.
Of course, yeah. You know, untricked saw blade, like just keep leveling that up because that shit rocks. Like that, I still use that all the time.
I since replaced it.
Oh, you have? What did you replace it with?
The Holy Blade and the Thunder Hammer.
Ah, okay, yeah. See, I still use saw blade, but I also use the Holy Blade as well. I was thinking of trying to use the Thunder Hammer.
The Holy Blades, we'll get to that one, I guess, in due time, but I find it's kind of like the Kirk Hammer, where it's single sword is still fast enough and more. The most important part to me is that it swings in like an arc in front of you,
Yes.
a nice diagonal.
Yeah.
Which I need that to kind of take care of any enemy, that might try and sneak around me. So like that's the main reason why I use untricked saw blade. Is for that really nice hitbox.
Absolutely.
So it's gonna make another little jump there. I backtracked to make sure I didn't miss anything. So, you don't want to see me go through that again for another 2 minutes.
Missed there.
The miss that manages to make the game have a little bit of slowdown.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the miss that kind of gave me a little bit of a panic attack because I kept thinking, oh, boss.
Yeah,
No,
coming
no
up.
boss.
No.
Oh, boss. Okay, no boss coming up. Because, I mean, there's one thing I both kind of like and dislike about this game is that the bosses truly do come out of nowhere.
They do. They don't hide them. Well, I mean, they hide them behind the mist as soon as you encounter them and die, but leading up to them, you don't know whether you're going to trigger a boss or not.
So the first time I fought, cleric demon, or cleric beast, I had, a ton of blood echoes that I wanted to use. The first time I fought Father, I keep calling him, by the way, in my old videos, Gascon.
How do you
Just because,
pronounce
Gascon.
Gascon. Okay.
Gascon. I still can't tell what ethnicity it is. I'm trying to put an Italian spin on it.
Yeah.
But it probably isn't Italian. Looking up at that guy, I completely missed the guy.
Dude's like, hey, what's up?
You seem like you're looking up at the sky for nothing.
Mind if I put my face through you?
But, yeah. I mentioned this in my last video, but I don't know if you know this. Do you know that you can actually summon Gascon to fight the cleric?
What?
The cleric beast?
Oh, really? So if you kill him first?
If you encounter the cleric demon first,
Oh.
and use the reckoning bell
Yeah.
to summon like
Oh,
an
kill him.
NPC,
Really? So
he will help you.
So they still have in-game NPCs as summons, but they're just hidden behind when you use the bell. Because you don't have marks anymore on the ground.
Yep.
That's really interesting. I wonder if that works with some of the other human enemies.
Yeah, from what they tell me, the man who's currently talking right now, you can also summon him.
Nice.
It requires that you don't kill him.
Oh, really?
You instead, you have to light the lantern behind him. So you have to basically kill the blood-starved beast.
Oh, okay. And then... Oh, you have to kill... So you can't summon him for the blood-starved beast. You have to kill the blood-starved beast, and then he'll be available possibly for the next
You have
boss.
to sneak up on him.
Oh, wow.
Now, you may be wondering, if you haven't played this part already, why, he's just talking to us. Why would you have to go out of your way to kill him?
Which is why I must stop you.
Because he does this.
The idling gun. And by nice, I mean not really at all.
I love the shit out of this segment.
It is a good segment. It's good. You have to keep on your toes in multiple ways.
And that's also kind of a thing it's another reason why I'm starting to like Bloodborne more than some of the Souls games, is because in a way it's a little more gothic, and in a way it's also a lot more modern.
Yo, yeah.
So like a segment like this, I can't imagine being in a Souls game.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, the only equivalent I can think of is the dude. Well, there is a sort of an equivalent in either Sense Fortress and Dark Souls, and there's that giant exploding cannonball at you. But this has, I feel like, a cool factor to it. Something like that. I like it. It's kind of like a...
Yeah, no, it sucks.
Yeah, this has that, it's sort of rolling with you as you roll through the stage. Meanwhile, like, the part in Dark Souls is more on just, like, one small area that you have to cover. Yeah, no, this is cool.
I mean, also not to mention, like, your weapons feel a little more... It feels like they're going for steampunk over medieval.
I'll tell you right now, that later stuff, it'll show this, very much so. In the literary sense, I guess would be the way to say it. It's really rad. I like what I think I'm piecing together of the story.
Nice. I mean, also old guys with like guns attached to their wheelchairs. It's still my favorite thing.
That's awesome.
In this or any game.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a chance, and well, I guess we'll talk about it when it happens. But the variations of the old man
in wheelchair.
I said in one of my last videos that the old man with the gun in his wheelchair was my favorite enemy. And then I didn't realize that they made variations of that, which are even better, and they just give you so many bullets early on in the game.
That's a good note. Remember, there's a firearm.
Fire in particular. The explosion that took out no enemies and all of me.
What's going to happen to you soon is exactly what happened to me. I went into the same spot and literally thought I was safe there. Didn't know that this would happen.
Right here?
Yep.
Clever bastards.
Oh yeah. Games are impeccably designed because they fool you. They know they put things intentionally in a certain way, but then obscure other things. It's just like, oh man.
And you're kind of left to rely on notes and
yeah, exactly. And even if you relied on notes, and notes do help a lot, but not to the point where it feels like it's like, oh, I know everything. It's so easy.
yeah.
But like, man, it's astonishing how well designed this game and the Souls games are, while still having a lived-in feel and feel like, all right, yeah, I can imagine this kind of place existing. I can imagine walking in this kind of place, but it's all designed for the sake of a game.
Yeah.
It's astonishing.
Nope, this is definitely from Software at their best.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that every enemy seems to have like a set attack pattern and then one just ultra powerful,
Yep.
merciless beatdown attack.
Absolutely.